approximately 5, 4, 3, 2. Calling together all amateur radio operators, this is the weekly net of the M17 Project. I'm Ed, November 2, X-Ray Delta Delta, and I will be your net control station today. This net meets weekly on Fridays at 1700 hours UTC by means of the M17 Charlie Reflector. The purpose of this net is to relay and share information in regards to the M17 Project. M17 is a new digital radio protocol in development as an alternative to those currently available, with freedom in mind. Freedom in the code, protocol, voice codecs, and hardware. The goal is to provide a better option for digital radios in the future. We encourage all radio operators to check into this net. We will take check-ins followed by an informal roundtable to discuss all things M17 related. When checking into this net, please key your push to talk and then wait approximately 2 seconds before proceeding, giving me your name, location, and call sign using proper ITU phonetics. Also, please keep your transmissions under 3 minutes long. I will now stand by for net check-ins.
Sierra Papa 5 Whiskey Papa, Wojciech from Warsaw, Poland, no traffic.
November 8, Victor, November Romeo, Kevin in North Carolina, no traffic.
Kilo Charlie 1, Alpha Whiskey Victor, KC1AWV, Steve in Boston, Massachusetts, no traffic.
N2 GYN, John, Long Island, New York, no traffic.
KD2 UQK, Kilo Delta 2, Uniform Quebec Kilo, Rob in Long Island, no traffic.
Okay, guys, let's hold it up there. Net control wishes to recognize SP5 WWP. Kevin, North Carolina, November 8, Victor, November Romeo. Steve, KC1AWV. John, N2GYN, and Rob, KD2UQK. Do we have any other check-ins for this week's session of the M17 Project Net? Please call net control.
AA4HS, Alpha 4, Hotel Sierra. This is Maitland in Alexandria, Virginia. No traffic.
Net control wishes to recognize AA4HS. Maitland, thank you for joining us. And I think I'm stepping on K9FH. Let me drop it. All right, Phil, I just stepped on you. You want to come back, please?
Yeah, this is K9FH checking in, Foxtrot Hotel, Phil in Chicago, no traffic.
Thank you, Phil, for joining us once again this week. Anybody else with any check-ins?
Kilo 5 Tango Uniform X-Ray. Russ out here in Southwest Missouri, using the Dude Star. No traffic today.
K5 TUX, thank you very much for joining us. Nice to have you aboard there, Russ. And thank you for telling me how you checked in. We had a question via our Facebook group today about various ways people are checking into this net. So before I go to any other check-ins, I'm going to stop at the top of the list, and maybe you guys can tell me how are you getting into the M17 net this week? Wojciech, WWP.
Okay, I'm using DroidStar on a Xiaomi phone, so DroidStar.
And moving down the list, Kevin.
Any VNR is also using DroidStar.
KC1AWV-R.
Yeah, I kind of like this idea of telling us how you're checking into the net. It gives us a good idea of who's using what, and we can probably create some sort of metric on that. But today I am checking in using Echolink, coming off the Allstar hub that I have that I bring up during the net. So yeah, today Echolink KC1AWV-R.
And TGIF, John.
Yeah, thank you for posting my question to the group. I appreciate that. And after the roll call of it and discussion time, of course, I will have a comment and query. So thank you very much, Ed. And I am running a Dude Star N2G1.
Moving right down the road from you, John, we're going to go over to Rob, KD2U2K.
Well, good afternoon, Ed, and the rest of the net, KD2UQK. I'm actually using M Voice today. Seems to be behaving itself, and I think it sounds pretty good. I hope you could give me some good feedback. I don't really know how to gauge the audio. All right, back to you, Ed. KD2UQK.
Thank you, Rob. Maitland, let's go down to Foreland. A4HS, how are you joining us this afternoon?
Well, good afternoon. I'm using DroidStar. I think that's good, and that invoice sounded good to me. But yeah, thanks for DroidStar. It's enabled me to get here. Thanks.
Thanks for joining us. K9FH, Phil, how are you coming in?
Yeah, today I'm using DroidStar for iOS. Kind of like to check it out sometimes to see if it stays connected. A couple of weeks ago, it stayed connected for the entire net. I thought that was an improvement. I made a comment on the forums, developer forums, and then last week it was disconnecting all the time. And today, so far so good. But I've also tried to connect today, going on TGIF group 1017, and it didn't look like it had been set up for bridging yet today. So anyway, I'm on here on Android or DroidStar for iOS today. Go ahead.
Hi, Phil. Thank you for that. And of course, Russ, K5TUX, thank you for telling us you came in via DudeStar. So myself, Ed, and 2XDD, I'm coming in via an Allstar link that's set up. So as of right now, we have 5 different methods of people checking in to the net today. So doing pretty good, gentlemen. And I'm not sure about that DMR link. I'm not sure if Doug was able to set it up today, so that might be an issue. We'll have to work on getting that taken care of for the next net. This is N2XDD, Net Control Station for the M17 Project Weekly Net. Do we have anybody else with any check-ins? Okay, just want to remind everybody to check out our website, M17Project.org. There's links to all the different platforms that the team members are on. You can come out and check us out, interact with everyone, and say hi, ask any questions you might have. We have a pretty big presence on IRC, Matrix, and Discord. In addition, we have a Facebook channel and a YouTube channel where 9 out of 10 times the Weekly Net is being streamed on YouTube. So, with that, do we have anybody with any other check-ins before we go to the roundtable format? All right, SP5WWP. How's everything going this week? Any updates on the repeater or any M17 news that you would like to share with us?
Hi guys, we are still working on the setting on the repeater setup. I don't want to repeat myself every week. So we know that the feeder length is going to be about 160 meters, so that's quite a long feeder. And the installation of the antenna and the feeder line and the rack cabinet is going to take up to 5 days, so that's quite a lot too. And that's basically all I have to add today. I don't know if OpenRTX guys has any updates for us. I'm sure they are working on the implementation on MD380 to be specific, and that's about it. So back to net control, SP5WWP.
Thank you for the update on the repeater, and I appreciate you repeating yourself, telling us about the repeater. Let's move on down the line to Steve, KC1AWV. Any updates in the world of M17 this week?
Well, I can't think of anything specific other than the fact that we're making progress on the repeater. We're setting it up so that at least the server can be remotely accessed. That part is working, as long as people don't unplug the modem that it's plugged into. Yeah, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. It's just been pretty much, just getting the repeater going, and there's a refactor of the Reflector's website that's being done. There's some more work on the lab. We're trying to push that forward, but unfortunately, due to the current status of supplies available for building materials, there's a lot of weight. Apparently people building houses are more important than people wanting to do renovations. So the things like framing wood, getting drywall and screws and nails, apparently all that stuff is difficult to come across nowadays, but we're trying to do our best to get everything set up for the lab. guess that's really all I can think of right now. It's getting into the summer, so I have a feeling that a lot of people are going to be trying to spend more time on vacations. And, for us here in the United States, it's a holiday weekend, so I have a feeling that a lot of people are going to be trying to spend time with their families and, enjoy the weather while we have it, even though up here in New England it's getting kind of cold. Unseasonably cool, as the weather reporter says today, and we'll try and make the best of it. I also wanted to send along W2FBI sends his love to everybody here on the net, and he wanted to take a nap before the net, so he just wanted to check in via me. I seem to be the relay station for a lot of these things, but no problem there. I think that covers everything I wanted to talk about, so I'll pass it back to Net Control. This is KC1AWV.
Okay, Steve. Thank you for that update there. We appreciate it. And looking forward to the M17 lab being built. And according to my calculations, you have about 4.5 months to get it finished, because I will be in your neck of the woods in the middle of October, probably with KD2 UQK, as we're going to come up for Nearfest. So I'm not trying to rush you or anything, but put a move on it there, Steve. Do we have anybody with any questions or comments or anything they'd like to share with us this week? Please call Net Control. This is November 2, X-Ray Delta Delta.
Sierra Papa 5.
Whiskey Papa, go ahead.
All right, so I just wanted to say that I'm expecting to set up the repeater at the site late June. So we should also have OpenRTX with M17 ready to test the repeater. Back to Net Control.
Thank you for that information. We appreciate it. And what he's referring to is the guys over at the OpenRTX.org project. They've been working on modifications and firmware updates for the MD380 and the UD380 and 390 to be able to run the M17 protocol over it. So looking forward to that being up and running. Got my radio here waiting for surgery. So anybody else with any questions or comments?
And TGIF.
To GYN. John, come on over. And just real quick before I pass it to you, John, Steve, the smoke detector is still without a battery. Sorry. GYN, pick it up.
Yeah, okay. Well, I first would like to thank you, Ed, for granting my request of asking what people are using to operate on M17 and in this group. And it was very interesting to me and enlightening. It almost seems to me, if it wasn't for Doug, if it wasn't for his work with DudeStar and DroidStar, I don't know if M17 would be around. So, I don't know if Doug is logged in, but I'd like to thank him for his hard work. Having said that, since DudeStar and DroidStar seems to be so tied into the functionality and communications of M17, Just a suggestion or a thought. It would be nice to hear about any updates. Now, I do know they have GitHub and he has his own sites and so forth. But the host M17 project and us being able to communicate, if it wasn't for Doug's program, we wouldn't be able to. So I think it's a very intricate part of the project and maybe should be granted a little bit more info or attention or updates or however you want to put it, because I really do appreciate Doug's hard work and tremendous work. And I know he has to deal with certain opposition, let's put it that way, at times from certain groups or people. So, anyway, those are just my thoughts. That I don't think M17 would even be here without Doug's tremendous effort. Back to net control and to GYN.
All right, John. Well, we appreciate your comments, and definitely we recognize the work that Doug has done for all the digital nodes, not just M17. Right now, if you want to get onto M17, the easiest way is to download Doug's app. But there are definitely other ways, as we showed 5 different ways of logging in today. And let's see, M-Voice. K2UQK, pretty new to the M17 project. He's only been with us about a week or so. And he was able to get the M-Voice client up and working. And that's due to some great documentation that's being shared by the M17 community. And the M-Voice project is from Tom, N7TAE, who's usually with us, but he's not here this week. So there are definitely other ways other than DroidStar and DudeStar to get in. It's just a matter of how much work and effort you want to put into it, John. Anybody with any questions or comments to N2GYN, please call Net Control.
I've got a quick comment, SP5WWP.
Go ahead, big guy. It's all yours.
Okay, that's gonna be quick. We wouldn't have M17 if we didn't work together, so we can't say that ADADP is doing, okay, we can say he's doing great work because he really does, but he's not alone in this. So if not me, M17 wouldn't exist right now, right? I think you can concur with me. But we are all in this. KC1AWV, N2XDD, me, and some other people like N70AE, Rob, Mobilinked. So if not us, M17 wouldn't exist. So that's my comment. Back to net control.
Thank you, Willis. We appreciate that. And yeah, M17 is definitely a collaboration of a lot of different individuals. A lot of people have skin in the game with this project. So, and working hand in hand with the OpenRTX guys as well. And a lot of big things to come, John. So just gotta sit by and buckle up and wait for it. Anybody with any questions, comments, or late check-ins for the M17 weekly project? Net, please call Net Control.
And a VNR recheck.
N8 VNR. Go ahead, Kev.
So I've got just random ideas percolating in my head, but the sort of nexus of that right now is I noticed that the convention is to go ahead and just use the 3200 voice mode, but I'm kind of curious what happens if somebody's using the 1600 mode. Will the receivers auto-select, or does it lock out what's not currently selected? General curiosities there. If somebody wants to stick around after the net, I don't want to tie up the whole net, but maybe do some quick checks. I'm just kind of curious to see how that sort of thing would work in a VNR.
All right, would anybody like to chime in on Kevin's comments? Please call Net Control.
KC1AWV.
AWV, it's all yours.
All right, so from what I understand, the only difference between the 3200 and the 1600 is that you'll get slightly less clear audio, on the receiving client. It'll still receive it, and it'll automatically, like the client should automatically switch to receive the 1600 mode instead of 3200. That is my assumption. However, this has not been tested by myself, so I'll stick around after the net. If you want to go ahead and throw a call over to me, I'll be listening on 3 different devices here, so I can tell you whether or not you're coming through. So this is really more of a question for Tom or Doug, since they're the ones that have written the clients. So everything that I'm doing is via an analog input into a digital network. So everything that's coming through is it's just basically going to sound like the same thing to me anyway. But I've got all the other clients installed and running, so I can easily stick around and give you a quick audio check. Back to you, KC1AWV.
All right, Kevin and Steve, thank you guys very much. We appreciate the input there. And this is N2XDD, Net Control Station. Do we have anybody else with any comments, questions, or late check-ins? Please call Net Control. Okay, guys, looks like it's going to be a short one this week. Here in the States, we had pretty much everybody should be having a 3-day weekend, so just during the weekend, just stop and a little moment of silence for those who gave their lives to our country. With that, we'll drop it one more time to see if anybody has anything else, and if not, we'll close this one up. All right, I'd like to thank all those stations that checked in today for participating and supporting this net. Your help in maintaining this net is appreciated by one and all. This is Ed, November 2, X-Ray Delta Delta, your net control operator. The time is now 17:29 hours UTC. The net is closed. 7-3.